Joining us right now is Mrs. Cindy Ham, and she is the assistant principal over here at Wintergreen Intermediate School, and she is going to tell us a little bit about the EOGs that are coming up. It's a real big deal, these big testing coming up, and she is going to kind of take a little of the mystery out of it for us and answer some of our questions. So thanks for joining us and giving us some of your time. I know you're busy, so we're going to do this real quick. First of all, let's just start with the most obvious question. What exactly are EOGs?
EOGs are the end of grade test that all students take in grades, at our school, grades 3 through 5. But they are just the tests that are taken at the end of the year that will show how much students have grown throughout the year. And they're just EOGs, end of grade tests.
Now, why is there such stress involved with these tests? Why is this such a big deal?
It's a big deal because we have to see how much kids grow throughout the year. And these are tests that are used to show how much students grow, how much they've learned, how much they've been taught, how much they've learned.
Okay, and this is a big deal.
It's a big deal.
And this is, you know, nothing else goes on during the time of these tests.
Correct.
Tell us, when are these tests going to be held here at Wintergreen Intermediate?
They are held the last 3 weeks before the students get out. I believe it begins, it'll be on the website, I'm sure, the PTA website, but it's the last few weeks of school. I think the second week in May is when they actually begin here.
Okay, and how long do the students take the EOGs for? How many days does this last?
Actually, the test itself is 3 days. 1 day will be for reading comprehension, and then there are 2 days for math. One of those days is the use of calculators, and then the other day for math is without calculators.
Okay. Who takes the EOGs? Is it every student at Wintergreen
student.
Intermediate? So you're talking 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders?
3rd, 4th, and 5th graders.
Okay, now explain to me, I know that I've heard the term pre-EOGs. Did some of these students take EOGs at the beginning of the year? Did these count for anything? What was that?
The pre-EOGs is actually, it's really just for 3rd graders, and it's called the pre-test for 3rd graders, 3rd grade pre-test. And actually that test, it tests how much they learn basically in 2nd grade, and it gives us a starting point, a base point for 3rd graders, so we can see what they learned and then how much they grow in their 3rd grade year. It really is used to compare data and to see how much growth they have made in that 3rd grade year. Okay.
Now, how important are the grades that they get on these tests?
On the EOGs?
On the EOGs.
It's pretty important. They're kind of scored by levels, level 1, 2, 3, and 4. Level 3 and 4 will be the highest, and you have to have level 3 and 4 to be what we call proficient. If you happen to make a 1 or a 2, then you are not considered proficient, which means you get another chance to take the test, but we really want you to do well the first time. So there is a little bit of pressure about the test, and you really want to shoot for level 3 and 4.
Okay, now you said that they can take the test over if they get a 1 or 2. When do they take the test again?
Usually the first retest is just a few days after they take the first test. And there is a 3rd time to take the test, possibly in what we call summer academy. And I don't have any details about that yet, and that's still up in the air, so I don't have any details about that yet.
Okay. Now, what are these grades used for? Are they used for placement next year, or what are they used for?
Well, they're used for a lot of things. I mean, you have to have a 3 or 4 to go to the next grade level. Okay. That's one of the obvious things. But it also helps us know what areas children may need help in for the next year. You know, a little help in reading or a little help in math. So they're used for a lot of different things, and it just helps us know how to meet their needs, really.
Okay, okay. Who scores the test? Do the teachers score the tests?
No, actually the teachers have nothing to do with scoring, grading these tests. They are actually scored in a central location. The students have answer sheets that have bubbles, and those bubble sheets are taken by me to the central location, and they're scanned, and there's a formula. I don't even know what that would be, but that's how we come up with their scores. And then they come back, and then we know their scores. But the teachers have nothing to do with grading or scoring these.
Okay, okay. Now, can you give us some tips as to what parents can do at home to help prepare their child for the EOGs?
Well, obviously the day of the EOG, and there'll be a letter before that letting you know the exact dates and stuff. Obviously you need to make sure your child is getting plenty of rest and has a good breakfast in the morning. of course, every day, but it's really important for EOGs because some of the tests can be a little long. But all through the school year, you can go on the Pitt County website and it will lead you through the standard course of study for each grade level and each subject, which is how they're tested through the standard course of study. Some sample EOG questions, which is excellent, to help your children with. A DPI website, which I believe you guys are going to put on the PTA website, and you can go through that, and it will give you a lot of hints and a lot of help. And also keep in touch with your teacher, because we do EOG Fridays here, and there's a lot of information that's out there. But it's important that parents do help, and it's important that parents talk to their kids about their EOGs and stay on top of that.
And I will tell you from personal experience that last year I went ahead and I had talked with you about this, about the EOGs,
right.
And I went home and I did print out some of those sample EOGs, and they had them, they were tests from previous years, so they were actual tests. My daughter took them, and they give you an answer sheet as well, so you can go ahead and give your child some experience as to what these tests are going to look like. So when they sit down for the EOGs, this isn't the first time they're seeing anything that looks like that. It's so easy to do. You just go to this website, and we will post it on the PTA website, and you just print it out, let your child take the test, give them a time limit, make sure they're in a quiet room, kind of like it's going to be here.
Correct.
And it's so easy. It's so simple to do, and it really does help prepare the kids for that. So we'll definitely put that on the website. Now, during the week of the EOGs, I know that you do need parent volunteers as well. What do you need the parents to do that week?
Well, basically, the parents are our helpers. We have runners that are in the hall in case a child has to go to the restroom and the teacher and the proctor have to stay in the classroom. It's a good time to help the teacher maybe take their kids to lunch so the teacher can edit the test or take up things, because this is a very, very busy week for teachers, and a lot of teachers don't get any breaks at all because it's fast and furious, and everybody's involved, and so anything you can do to help the teacher during this time would be great. We always need volunteers, and I'll send out more information about that, of course, as the time gets closer.
Okay, so you just want parents then to contact you to let you know?
It'll be fine, and you can contact the teacher, and the teacher will let me know that we have some people that want to help. So that will be great.
Okay, well that sounds great. Well, I think you've answered a lot of questions, and if you have any further questions, like you said, you can go to the Pitt County website, and we will have links to different websites that will answer some questions that you have about the EOGs, plus allow you to print sample EOGs out and work with your child, and really, just making sure they get a good sleep that night and eating a good breakfast. It's simple. And the kids are going to be a little stressed out. That everyone's a little stressed out that week.
A little bit.
The teachers are stressed, the parents are stressed, the students are stressed.
Yes.
So if you can just kind of keep things as even and calm as possible, and everyone will get through it.
And Study Island, I didn't want to interrupt you, but Study Island we do at school as well, and you can also access through your home computer, and you would get in touch with your teacher to find out more about that. But Study Island is a wonderful way to help with EOGs as well.
And so what is Study Island? Is it?
It's again like sample questions, and it teaches and it kind of tests objectives that the teachers are going over at that grade level and at that time. But really, the teachers will be able to share more information and more details about that. But that is something also that you can do at your home if you have access to a computer.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Ms.
Thank
Ham.
you so much.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And just make sure that you work with your child and just help them in any way you can that week during the EOGs, and we're sure they'll do well.